Alright guys, today we're gonna be reacting to German food, 4 dishes you have to try in Cologne, Germany. American tries German food. Let's go, man. Let's go. I love Cologne. Cologne seems one of those places that you have to go there and just experience just in one trip. Just in one trip. And just enjoy yourself, enjoy the culture, enjoy the food. Each area of Germany is like that kind of experience. You have to go multiple times and just get the most out of it. We're going to be reacting to these 4 dishes. Thank you so much for the support. Again, this is a great video from one of my subscribers that he's part of the Discord. Links in the description. Also, if you want to support the channel, links in the description and the comment section as a pinned comment as well. And I will really appreciate it. Meantime, guys, let's jump in and see what's going on.
Good morning, adventurers.
Good morning from Cologne, Germany. It is our last full day here in Germany, which is crazy. This road trip went by so fast. But tomorrow, we are flying to Bristol.
Yeah.
We'll be, I think, doing a road trip. We haven't quite planned it. I think that's the theme of this leg of our journey is we're not planning anything until the night before we go somewhere. So
sometimes that can be fun, but it's also a little stressful.
Stay tuned for tomorrow's vlog.
Yeah.
Or, did I say blog? I'm auto-correcting myself. Stay tuned for tomorrow's vlog so you'll see what we end up doing.
But yesterday we had to say goodbye to our beloved road tripping vehicle. It was quite emotional for us.
Here, the best way we know how, we are gonna go eat all the food here in Cologne. I had no idea that there are so many amazing local dishes here. But before we do that, we are in Germany. They have amazing coffee. Third Wave coffee is
That's one of our favorite things about coming to Germany is the coffee scene is so good.
It's so good. And luckily, we are in this really cool, but there is a very good roastery right up the block. So we're gonna go get that, and then we're gonna take you on a food journey.
So we're gonna be eating delicious food. We're gonna be probably drinking some beer. We're gonna be exploring Cologne. It's gonna be a good day. A fancy place when they don't let you put milk in your cold brew.
He would have let me, but he said it's much better without it. So
yeah.
I'm going raw today, just the cold brew.
Yeah, it's a little annoying, but it usually means the coffee's really good. And I went with the nitro. Anytime they have nitro on tap, that's what I'm getting. It's so good. Oh man, it's so interesting. It's so like cold and chocolatey and like creamy, and it has that little layer of foam on the top. It's really nice.
Oh yeah, they do some really wild concoctions here, I think. So
man, that's
definitely
good.
Check it out if you're into coffee.
This kind of coffee here doesn't need milk anyway. When we were doing our research for the best places to get like some local German food, we found that these Brauhouses are the best place to do that. Now Brauhaus is just like a brew house, so that means they're gonna have delicious food, but they're also going to have beer. But we're gonna head in there, get some lunch, and also some booze.
So basically there's beer everywhere. When you start thinking about it, they sell beer everywhere. Everywhere, folks. Everywhere.
So first things first, we got a couple beers. This is the Reisdorf Kolsch. Now, we actually didn't really realize this. We've only drank Kolsch a few times in our lives, but Kolsch is actually a beer specific to Cologne. We had no idea. It has to be brewed in Cologne to be called Kolsch. But from what we've read, it's similar to a Pilsner. We usually drink Pilsners. That's like our favorite beer, but we don't really know that much about beer. But to me, it tastes pretty similar, but it's real good. And they serve it in these cute little 200 centiliter glasses.
Our first dishes of the day have arrived. The one I'm going to try is Himmel und Erde. Not sure if that's how you pronounce it, but it translates to heaven and earth. It's mashed potatoes with apple.
Let's just take a look at that for a second. Let's just stop the video and let's just take a look at that. It looks like there's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of things going on. However, it looks like you're gonna have a nice clean meal. I'm not gonna lie. Like a lot of things going on, but it looks like it's a nice clean meal. $9.40, not
Apple sauce on top, and these ones are covered in black pudding, fried black pudding, and onions. It looks like really nice and stewed onions on there. I read that it can also come with, liverwurst or bacon on there, but as long as you have the mashed potatoes and the applesauce, then you're good. I'm gonna assemble the perfect bite, so I'm gonna get a little bit of everything. Oh, look at that. That is so good. It's like perfectly creamy mashed potatoes, really like sweet and savory applesauce on there, and then adding in the stewed onions and the black pudding. Honestly, I usually don't love black pudding, but this mixes in so seamlessly. It gives it a little bit of a crunch and like a little more heartiness to the bite, but it's not an overwhelming flavor. The potatoes and the applesauce are definitely the stars here, and then the onions are just perfect on top of that. This is pretty good, and I love that it's like a whole meal that you can just mix all together and enjoy.
It is my turn. This dish here is called halva han, I think is how you say it, but it means half rooster. Now, obviously, there isn't any meat.
That looks so amazing, man. That looks so great.
On my plate, so it's really just a piece of old Gouda, is how it was described, and rye bread. They can serve it with butter and onions, which is how we got it, and then a little bit of mustard in the middle and a little salad on the side. What we read was that this is typically eaten for breakfast, lunch, dinner, pretty much any time, and it is commonly served with kolsch, so hopefully we're doing it right. I've assembled the perfect bite here. I've got bread, some butter on it, a big piece of the cheese, and a little bit of the mustard on top. Now, I tasted the mustard to make sure it wasn't overly hot or spicy, because in our last food video, as you guys may remember, I took a huge dollop of it and it had a bunch of like horseradish or something in it and it destroyed me, but I learned my lesson. All right, down the hatch. It's actually really tasty. The cheese has a really strong taste, but it's not like funky like a lot of cheeses can be. The bread is perfectly kind of toasted on the outside, so you get this like doughy center, but this crunch on the outside. The butter is obviously great. The mustard, I think I put the perfect amount, so it's just a little bit of tanginess in there, but this is a really nice light lunch. I'm not a huge fan of onions, as you may know, so I'm going to leave these for Allison to partake of.
I get them all the stewed onions, all the raw onions, give them to me.
Very nice. Love this rib. Ooh. That was a nice design.
Guys, it's an absolutely incredible day. So we decided to come to this wild park that was it's part of a bigger park that was nearby. But they should have some animals roaming around, some for us to pet maybe if we're lucky.
I think so. I think they sell food so that you can feed some of them. Also, it is completely free to come here, which is awesome.
Yes.
Oh, that's nice. Don't get too close. The goat. Deer. Good red meat there. Good red meat. You guys don't hunt, right? Do you guys can get a license to hunt over there in Germany? And if you guys do you guys can hunt deer? Let me know in the comment section.
Anne,
Scary.
oh, Futter. Ja, Mama.
I think that's I think they just hang out there.
We've got ducks, furry cows, goats, sheep. What else have we got? Chickens, donkeys. But we've also got a lot of screaming children. So be advised, you're gonna have to deal with that as well. But it's worth it.
What is wrong with that? What is wrong with that? Kids, that was kind of weird, right? And that little
screaming children. So be advised, you're gonna have to deal with that as well. But it's worth it. Pet all these cute little animals. And we also like that we don't really go to that many zoos because they don't usually give the animals that much room to roam around. But places like this are really cool because they have tons of room and they're pretty segregated from the people if they want to be. They can just like run off into the corner or the center of the field, and the people aren't allowed to go, which is good because they can get pretty annoying, I'm sure.
Oh, I imagine being bombarded by little tiny hands all day. But they also sell food here that you can feed to the animals, so keep an eye out for that.
Liebe Kölner hier aus dem Altermarkt. All I wanted, all I needed is you in my arms.
You guys, we took a tram down to kind of the city center, and this place is bumping. We've got a stage with some guys singing some badass music and all kinds of food. It's like a festival down here. It's great. Yeah. This enormous structure behind us is Cologne Cathedral, and it is really intimidating. It's so big and it's so dark and ominous looking.
That's what I'm saying. Like, look at that thing, man. You will have goosebumps just looking at that. Like, you're probably going to have something in your chest, like a huge, like you want to have a huge distance because it's so intimidating.
But interesting fact about this cathedral, it was actually the tallest building in the world from 1880 to 1890.
So I guess they started building this in 1248, and then they stopped building it in 1473. It was unfinished until 1842, I believe, when they started construction again. In 1880, they finished it according to the original plans, and then now, since the 1950s, they've been restoring it. So it's gone through a lot of phases.
It's taken a while to get this thing done, basically.
Long time.
There's a lot of details to it. That's why.
We have had so much fun putting animals and exploring Cologne, but it is dinner time now. So we have come to Brauhaus Zion, which is actually one of the oldest bars in the world. It says it was established in 1318, and it was actually destroyed during World War II, like completely, and they had to rebuild it, I believe in the 50s. But now it's here, it's very close to the cathedral, which is very nice. And when you sit down, they pretty much almost immediately bring you a beer, which we love. So we're gonna order a couple more traditional dishes, and it's gonna be amazing.
Is the beer free? When they bring the beer, is it free?
These dishes are amazing looking. So first up, we have one called Eisbein, which literally translates to ice leg. We read that it's because the bone that comes in the middle of this ham hock used to be used for ice skating blades, which is pretty bananas. The meat is pickled ham that's been cured and then sliced on a huge bed of sauerkraut with a whole bunch of mashed potatoes. And then this little guy is sauerbraten, which is a sour pot roast, essentially. So it's cooked in all of these amazing sour spices for days, and then ours is covered in a raisin sauce. It comes with, I believe it's pickled cabbage, and then 2 potato dumplings. One interesting thing about the sauerbraten is that traditionally it was used with horse meat. I read that you can still find that in some places, but today it's most likely gonna be beef, and that's what ours is, a beef pot roast.
You guys, I'm absolutely starving. When he set this big hunk of meat in front of me, I was just like, oh my God, I gotta eat this. But also the bells are going off on the church behind us, and I'm not sure how long they go off, but they've been going off for like 10 minutes, so I hope it doesn't cause too much background noise, but I can't wait any longer. I gotta eat this thing. This is an intimidating hunk of meat. You've got this like layer of gooey skin on the outside and then all this meat on the inside, all wrapped around this bone. I'm not even sure where to start with this thing.
It's nice. It's very tender. It's not bad.
Whoa. Well, it's gonna be really juicy and tender because it just kind of fell right off the bone there. Oh yeah, that's gonna be good. Is that too big of a piece? Probably. That's really good. The taste that you get is just really nice, juicy, stewed pork. That's what it tastes like. Just like boiled. I'm not sure what I was expecting. I've never had like a pickled meat, but it doesn't really have like...
You know, a lot of people that do these kind of blogs, I do not understand how they are very skinny. I really do not understand how they keep themselves very skinny. And I do work out and I just keep calories. And I'm just wondering how the hell they keep themselves very skinny. It might be because they move around so much that their body's just burning all those calories.
That sour of a taste, to me, it just tastes like tender boiled pork. And it's really friggin' tasty. I don't think I could eat this whole thing myself. So this is definitely like, we could share this plate for sure. I feel like this is what a king would eat or something. This is like a king's feast. Look at this giant thing. This is amazing.
Looks like
Well, I am excited to try my sour roast. I'm not really sure what to expect with this raisin sauce. All the pictures I saw had this like super dark sauce on it. I didn't know what it was. Ooh. It almost reminds me of like plum sauce or hoisin sauce, but then the meat kind of tastes like beef jerky. It's like it's super tender though, but really salty and really flavorful. I don't think I've ever had like a meat dish quite like this, or a pot roast that is in this sort of sauce, but it goes together really well. I'm gonna try it with this potato dumpling. Look at this sucker. Oh my
that's
gosh. The sauce is almost reminiscent of like teriyaki sauce. It's like a sweet and salty.
That's a good point. I was about to think the same thing, but I was thinking more like on the barbecue side.
It's
sauce.
a little sweet, little tangy, and then the potatoes have like this
My
gooiness
God,
to
potato
them.
dumplings are
Yeah,
so good.
It's very nice. Allison just tasted my big old chunk of pork. What did you think?
Oh my God, it's so good. It reminds me of when we were kids and you go to like theme parks or carnivals, you'd get like a big like smoked turkey leg or something like that. But it just reminds me of like.
You were cringing at our pronunciations of certain things. We did our best. But we wanted to say, as we do in most of our food videos, if you have any recommendations on your favorite German dishes or your favorite places to get those dishes in Cologne, make sure you leave a comment below to help out other people watching this video who might be traveling here. Or if we come back, we can use your suggestions as well.
Yeah, and if you.
Hey, good video, man. Hey, good video. Okay, and this is one of the few videos that they show the meal and show the place very nice and very clear. Cologne is one of those places that I'm really looking forward to one day visit and just enjoy it. It's very inspirational, especially that cathedral. That's a beautiful piece of art, man. Piece of art. It looks very inspirational as well. Well, let me know what you guys see in the comment section below, and what do you guys think? Do you think that little piece of pork feet it was eaten by kings? Let me know in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next one.